Hello everybody again, it's Jeff from Goldfish with Ghost Aquariums. This one here, I'm going to take you around and have a look at the fish and shrimp that I have, and a couple of turtles. I have that many messages through my Facebook Messenger on when you're going to do a fish room tour, when you're going to do a fish room tour. I've got to call it fish room tour, even though it's a big shed and an outside shed over there. It seems that people more react to fish room than fish shed. So I'll talk about a few projects I've got coming up as well, maybe some different fish. And actually I've got a couple of tanks I'm thinking about putting some fish in, that I've moved some guppies that haven't quite worked out for me. So while we walk around I'm talking about it, if you could comment and tell me what you think I should get next. There's just a couple of 2-foot tanks that I've moved some stuff on. I have got some Cory cats in there. I'll wait and show you them in a minute, some different stuff that I have had. But I always find like your plecos and your Cory cats love to have fish swimming over top. Or other fish around, makes them feel more comfortable. A bit like in the wild, as we know, your plecos and that will stay hidden when there's no fish around, but when there's fish around over top of them, there's no predators around, so they're out and about. It's the same here, they got the same thing. If you've got no fish, little fish going over top, half the time your plecos and bristlenose, should I say, all hide away. So without further ado, I'm going to grab that camera and we're going to go for a walk. I'll start at that end, we'll go around and we'll end up outside, and also got a pond over there. Might take you inside there and show you that one too. So let's have a look around what we got. Some of the stuff you've seen probably in earlier videos, but some new stuff too. So I suppose if we start down here, these are my breeding Ranchu. It's off season now, it's getting cooler here. A couple of nice black ones down in there and some orange ones. Yep, and I might as well slide straight over here. And these are some butterfly telescope. It's a nice one. There's a real deep black one. Oh, there it is down there. I don't know. Yeah, you can see it. Yeah. Sorry about the glare, people. But it's a little bit annoying, I know, that glare. So what I might do is I might just pause that for a minute, and we're back. I just closed the big shed door, otherwise there's too much glare. There's enough glare in here as it is. Yeah, so we've done those two. Now down the bottom here, there's some rosy barb babies and some rosy barb adults. Now the water is dropping down here cool, and I put these panda platies in there a couple of months ago. Now I'm going to see how they go as the temperature drops away. Spawner mops in because there's some way back in the corner there's some bronze Cories. If you can just see them back there, some bronze Cories, some white cloud minnows too, with big bellies. And I'll take that mop out in the next couple of days. But I'll tell you what is hard to find around here is, see how beautiful the rosy barb males are, especially when they breeding. It is bloody hard to find some females. It took me ages to source some females, but now I've got them. Well, I've got hundreds of babies now, so it doesn't matter anymore. Yeah, so that is cold water too, cold water tank. So I don't know what they'll be. While I'm taking you to another tank, I'll drop the thermometer in there and we'll have a look what temperature it is. Now this is me, that's another cold water tank. Some really big, see if I can come back a little bit, might help. So there's some golden Danios right down there, peppercorys, nice and active, love peppers, and some big swordtails, all in cold water. So they've been breeding away and happy. A lot of these tanks, these big ones, can have a lot more. So what temperature are we looking at? Yeah, well, they're all, that's 15, so all my cold water tanks probably about 15 at the moment, but they survive alright. And we might go across to the bottom tanks. So this one's got golden white cloud minnows and also some swordtails that I've had 10 or so in there, even through the summer. They just haven't done well in there. I don't know why, but yeah, I reckon I had about 10. Then I brought a couple of males because I lost the males, and they're slowly going too, so I don't know why. Albino cories, there's some in there, not a lot in there, albinos. I have to get some more. 100 of yellow shrimp in there. They're all down there, they're everywhere. So we'll slide across. This is a heated one tank, so there's some pandas in there. 6 panda cories. Plan to either get them to breed or buy some more. Super Reds, they were moved in there about 4 or 5 days ago. They're in here with some focus Empire gudgeons and some crimsons, rainbows that is. So I wish that he was flaring up. There's a couple of beautiful male Empire gudgeons, and I tell you what, when he's flared up, or the couple that are in there, the males, are absolutely beautiful when they're flared up, I tell you. Seeing one of them isn't going to do that for us. You'll want to type in and have a look at a male Empire gudgeon when he's in full flight and showing the ladies. It looks bloody good. So what do we got here? This tank has got the old male, he's acting up the bristlenose. These are your common bristlenose. That's Big Mum, and that was her son, but he's now the main man in there, and that's his sister. And there's some other big ones in there too. That one probably missed being sold, so that's going to grow up. That looks like another little girl. We've got some nice angels in here. They have spawned, but the eggs were no good. That was their first spawn, so yeah. So now we've got some baby, or not babies no more, some better fish, fighting fish, better fish, whatever you want to call it. Some rummy nose in here. Now I was surprised, I think, because I only brought 8 rummy nose, or last year sometimes, and I can see they're a little bit younger, those ones there, and there's about a dozen in there now, so I did gain 3 or 4 over the summer period, so I thought they might have been predated on, but they got through. The Dolphi, as I said, that's the way I call it. Everybody pronounces that different. Love them though, I really like those. Probably one of my favourite cories. So, and one lone tetra in there. Yeah. So what do we got here? We got albino plecos. They're all breeding size. They have bred once. There's one of their babies down, if you can see it, there it is there. Probably one of the only ones that survived. These are red tail gold snakeskin guppies. That line has been really good. Sold heaps out of there. Now, and there, as you see on there, blue dream shrimp. Gee, they're messing things up in there. They love the mold. But there's the blue dream. There's quite a few of them in there. That one there looks more like chocolate. I might have to get that one out. So that's what we got going on in there. Next tank, some, whichever way you want to pronounce it, Julie or Julii, I think Julii, Cories. I did get 4 of them. I know I need to get more because you want 6 to 8, but I lost one straight away in the bag on the way home. And in there is a King Tiger Pleco. There's 4 in there. That's the only one I ever see. Very rarely you see a tail hiding out from the others, every now and then. So this is one of the tanks I'm looking to put. So I want to get, I've got the 4 King Tiger Plecos and 3 Juliis, which I want to get another 5 of those, and I want a fish to go in here. Now we're talking a Pisto, Rams, I don't know, help me out. Something different to what I haven't got. Now these ones, now I've moved some stuff from here, the stir-by Cories in here, and aren't they a pleasure? I love these. They use the whole tank. They are very active. They look good. Yeah, definitely one of my favourites, the stir-by. Really good stuff. Now this is the other tank I need help with. Tell me something to go with the stir-bys. Not guppies. Probably not mollies. I don't know. I've never really been into mollies. I've got platies. Something different. As I said, that a Pisto, the Rams, or something like that. And you'll see by what I've got, and then you don't need to suggest it, like angelfish. I've got angelfish. Now in here we've got, if you can believe how many green shrimp, honestly, is in here, would make your eyes boggle, I tell you. And the marble bristlenose, I reckon they should be called camo, not marble. There's 5 of them in there. Definitely see some females in there, and that's definitely a male. Little bristles on his nose, so they mightn't be too far away from a bit of action. And that's the mum to all those better fish down there, and she's a bit beaten up, so she stays in there on her own. 24 karat gold guppies, heaps of babies in there, and some lemon longfin. Nice dad, he looks good. And I think there's a couple of ladies in, but they hide away behind there. No action with those yet. Now me peppermint plecos. Everybody comes out here to buy fish. Everybody wants peppermint all the time. There's 2 males sitting outside their caves. There's another 5 in there. They're a bit younger. That one there's a female, but she's not quite old enough, and I think he knows it because he keeps kicking her out all the time. She keeps going in the cave and he keeps throwing her out. I'm pretty sure it's a female. And these are my blue musco. Honestly, I've sold tripled my money or more on these for sure. Heaps. There's a the better looking of the better babies. I'll put him in here, and I'll get him a lady later, so we can work that out. So we'll move over here. Now these are my where are we? Golden Bee. I've only got about 3 of them left. They haven't done so well yet for me. Crystal Blacks. So we get a better look. There you go. That's some juvenile Crystal Blacks. There's heaps of young Crystal Blacks in there. Crystal Reds. No young there yet. Heaps of orange-eyed blue tigers. Babies everywhere. Shrimplets, not babies. And then we have, in here we have golden yellow. Them all back there, they're everywhere. Don't know if you're going to be able to see that well. The bloody glare in this shed's terrible. I've tried everything. Now I've got 2 lots of cherry reds, with them being as popular as they are. And there's heaps of babies. We've got orange in here. See them all in there feeding. And we got the tangerines over there. It's a bit hard for me to get over there. These ones here, I've taken out a heap to be sold. These are orange. So I take out a heap and I put in here, and then I sell them in here. Might be hard to see them, but there's green shrimp in there. Now there's cherry red shrimp in there, the ones to be sold. That's what these bins are for. And there's some tiger madaka rice fish in there. Then I have golden yellow and orange-eyed blue tigers. So if you can see them all in there. Once again, this is like the selling bins, so they'll be sold off. A bit hard to see them, I suppose, till I scoop them out. Most of them are all over the filters. So, and obviously you see I make some of my own filters. They're just a little bit different than normal. So we'll talk about that another day. And these are yellows. Heaps of yellows in there. They're the young from the yellows out of here that I bring and sell them. Now these are my breeding black moors, which I could only show you they are absolutely massive. There's a half a dozen in there, a couple of ladies and a couple of boys. That was that's 2 years old, I reckon, that one I'll grab myself. That one in there, how we don't know how that must have got through out of some of the eggs from the mops, that one there, that little one. So I'll leave that out here and let them grow with them. But under the filters there, and oh, there you go, there's Big Mum. And they're hiding under the little waterfall there. Probably, I don't know if I'll be able to show you if it's easy enough to do, but you might be able to see there's baby fancy fish in here, and under there on that one. All the babies have been sold out of here. There's two, one over in the corner there and one in there, swordtail mums. They've been in here so they can have their babies without their babies being predated on. Once again, this is another, these are pretty well empty because all the babies have been taken out now to grow out over the other side, and it frees them up for me to do something else. Now in here I've only put them on heaters. They don't need heaters, Rosy Barbs or Golden Danios. I'll put them in here from the heaters. Oh, there's a guppy in there too. They're dotted all over the bloody place, guppies. And plecos. So they're just in here to grow out so I can belt the food into them and move them out. But the golden Danios, I don't know how anybody else breeds them. I just bred them using a mop. Just put the mop in there with them and away they go. And because they're in with swordtails, the golden Danios, when the swordtails play around under the mop, I know that the golden Danios are breeding, because they'll pick up all the eggs that just drop down and miss the mop. Yeah. Moving to the next lot. What do we got here? We got Blue Dream shrimp. A nice lot. Everybody wants to buy Blue Dream shrimp. Everybody wants cherry red and Blue Dream shrimp. Now, and they're also gold Medaka. There they go. I didn't get to breed any other Medaka than Platinum this year, so I've got loads of Platinum young, because some of the adults are starting to look a bit daggy now. That's eyes, the eyes popped on that one, and he's looking a bit dodgy, and I lost one the other day, but I've got plenty to replace them. There's one young one there. Now these are cherry black shrimp in here. Where we go? There we go. And some cherry black. So the Medaka and shrimp, I think, just live seamlessly together. So I'll probably bring some of the damn, I suppose I could zip back and show you before we go any further. On the golden Medaka side, there, I miss showing you. In here, there's golden Medaka babies in there, and in there. Oh, not golden, sorry, platinum. So there's plenty around and plenty in tubs out the other side. When I take you out there in a minute, I can show you those too. So now, what do we got here? We got breeding fancy goldfish. These are my Rogans. There's a big fat mum down the bottom. And the other mum I had to take out, and she's had a little bit of swim bladder issue. So she's put over the other side, I'll show you later. Now, yes, this is mixed match, I normally don't, but this is some pearl scales in there and my breeding colony of Yumbel. The reason they're in there, because it's not breeding season. I threw in a mop just to see what would happen, but nah, it's not breeding season. This one empty, that's been cleaned out, so they'll get put back in here. It's my colony of Arandas. Spawned loads over the years. There's my favourite tricolour. There's a little tricolour one that's come from her. So they're the colony of Arandas. Once upon a time I was just solely fancy goldfish, but obviously they had a big disaster ages ago and I lost about $7,000–8,000 worth, so I diversified and I've got different other stuff now too. So down here is my mutt shrimp. So I've got a little light on there, and there's some shrimp in there. I don't like the colours or they get mixed up. There's a cherry red in there, and I normally sell these. There's one hanging off the, you can see it right in there. And I just sell these for a couple of bucks, because sometimes, like I said, there's a chocolate one in the Blue Dream and's got to get out, so I'll drop it down in here and then just sell them from here. That needs to top up of water soon. Alright, we'll go for a little walk over the other side and we'll show you what I've got happening over here. As you can see by some of the empty big tubs in there, I've got heaps of room to do heaps more stuff. But I think my wife will kill me one day. There's the Platinum Medakas.
I reckon I put a dozen or so out there to grow out, so I'll use some of them to replace some of the breeders in there. Now in here we've got two nice fish. That's a Ryukin. They're on a pea only diet because they're having trouble with swim bladder. There's a beautiful big, oh, there it is back there, Oranda, and I bring them out here. I must admit they look a little bit happier out here. I don't know why, and they're not flipping over as much. And I've been feeding them with peas, but I am a great believer. All the years I've had fancy fish, and they keep saying, oh, you got to do this and that. Once they got swim bladder, and I'm sorry, it's all over. They got swim bladder. So here's my muck guppies and my sunset platies out here. Oh, and I've got little holes in there so they can swim from side to side. And you're probably not going to see them, but there is loads of common bristlenose down in there growing out, and I'll just leave them out here for months and months, and I'll come and have a look and see what's happening with them later. Yeah, but this is a big handy one, this one, for me to bring fish out to grow out, or just mutts, and I'll bring them out here. Oh, now we've probably got 100 or more different fancy goldfish growing out. We'll just leave them out here. I mean, if I could put them all on heaters this time of year, they grow a lot more. But it's just too expensive, bloody heaters nowadays, so I try to avoid heaters where I can. Only give them what's necessary. Now these, if we can see any, well, there's some right down the bottom. I don't know if we can see them. Going to be too hard, I think, but there's some swordtail young down in there. These just too hard to see them. Alright. Empty. They had platies in them. I tried to acclimate them to colder water. I'm not sure it worked. I don't think they're in there anymore. All the young's out of there. These are my kind of a little bit reject. My either single tail or ones that I'm not that impressed with, fancy fish, so they go in there. They get sold away cheaply. Empty. They're out now. They're out now. They're out. See, all these get refilled back up once spring hits and they start breeding all the babies and the mops go out here. Now, I normally don't deal with common goldfish or normal ones, but I have shabumpkins in there because I'm going to breed some of those in future. Some nice shabumpkins. Hey, here's my turtles. Short neck River Murray turtles. Yeah, that water's getting a bit high. I need to get some out or they'll climb out. Now these are good quality fancy fish, or I either sell them from here or I actually keep these as future breeders. Alright, so there's some nice stuff in there. Or if they're not colouring up, I'll breed them, bring them out here to colour up. There's one huge big Oranda in there that never seems to colour up, so I'm leaving it out here until it does. Sometimes the melanisation stage actually just takes a while to come in, so yeah, well, there it is there. Beautiful big fish. Actually looks a little bit happier out here, I must admit. I don't know why. Maybe I need a big water change on the system in there. But yeah, I'll smash some more peas into them. I'll give them a chance, but normally as a rule I let it try some things with them, and then if they got swim bladder, off they go. They get sent to the meat market. So one last little tour over here, and this is probably one of the only personal ones that we have. This is the pond in here, and I do have some nice butterfly. There's some young fancy goldfish in here too. I just thrown in here, and there's some very nice 4 or 5 big butterfly telescope. They're real spotted. There's some more like that in there, but they are, well, there's hidden down there. They are hidden away. It's pretty cool today, so the water's probably only 14, 15, so they won't be doing much today. So off we go. I'll go back in here to sign out. My little mate Jake. How you going, Jake? New addition, little blue staffy. He's my mate now. My fish shed mate. So, I hope you enjoyed that. Everybody's been asking me to do a full fish tour. So, yeah, I will like to see you comment. Now you're going to look at the ugly mug now. But yeah, if you can comment, that really helps with the algorithms. Subscribe, obviously. Hit the notification bell. And we'll see you in the next one. But please comment on what you think I should put in those 2 tanks over there. There's 2 2-footers that need some fish. So please let me know what you think. And yeah, remember to subscribe, and I will see you next week, hopefully. See you all later.